Good morning all, happy Friday, and this is the risk sentiment overview for the Quasidb service for Friday the 18th of November. I'm going to try and make this bulletin fairly quick because we've got some trades running and I want to be just monitoring it, and what I'm going to do is move my stop just ahead of entry just in case we see those reversals, and ideally we do see continuation. But I put out a trade setup in the Australian dollar channel and it's going really well. I'm up quite a lot. So I'm going to go through this bulletin quick, and then I'm just going to administer my exit on that particular trade. So we are risk on at the big picture and at the 24-hour change. The FXCM data is loading now, which is really good. VIX is under pressure, and so that's risk on. The retail guys are really short and they're adding short. They really sold Kiwi this week, which is really interesting. I'm not really sure why exactly, but they have done, and that in itself is quite a risk on indication. You know, it's quite a risky currency. So yeah, we're going to be -10 potentially next week. So for every one person buying indices, there's going to be 10 people trying to short indices. Now, because of their terrible risk management, they're going to be undergoing huge drawdown and heavy losses. And so price should continue to punish them, and it's going to take their liquidity and their stops. So that's how that will work, okay? Yields rose, so that's risk off. So yeah, and we've got a very much out of bonk yield curve. Like, we should be going up over time. We're definitely descending now. And the 3-month spiking probably too high for comfort, really. So had these come down, that would be risk on, and then it would match this. So we have got a bit of a disharmony with the government bond yields and the retail sentiment. So keep an eye on the VIX, because we've got easy access to VIX on our spreadsheet. So keep an eye on that. If it pumps, then we're going to be risk off, okay? They sold Euro USD and they sold France 40 and Pound USD. That is now falling a little bit. We had a statement from the Chancellor yesterday, and he admitted that we were in recession, and probably woke up some algos in some big banks. So that's the R word that they're trying to avoid. And he said it, you know, in the public address in front of the nation. So probably going to see some algo moves on this particular pair. So it's going to probably overlook the retail sentiment if we sell off here, because we are a buy on the big picture and they're shorted over time. So it might be a fundamental driven day for the pound because of that statement from the Chancellor. And they've gone long dollar CAD, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, and they went long oil and they're shorted gold. I've got a gold trade running as well, which I want to be monitoring. Yeah, it's going well. Yeah, it's okay, it's good. I've got a monitor on the left side, so if I go quiet, it's because I'm looking to the left at my monitor. But that's going well as well, which is cool. And the rationale for that gold long was based on the FXCM trading station, and I stipulated the level of interest, so keep an eye on that. So there's the dollar losing quite a bit of strength now, and so it looks like we probably had a turning point last week. And dollar Swiss is the leader and the Australian dollar is the laggard. So we're definitely at a crossroads, and today's going to be important. And we have a trade of the day today, and this is the logic for it. So I wanted to tell you guys how we do the trade of the day. So we use the average bubbles, and we get the the bubble stroke basket. If it's over here, it's a buy. If it's over here, it's a sell. Ideally, it can be up here, but there's fine. So there's the Kiwi, there's the Swiss franc. Okay, so you buy New Zealand dollar and you sell Swiss, and up we come. So the thing is, with this trade of the day, it's probably moved sufficiently to hit its ADR. We might have a little bit more gas left in the tank, but I woke up quite late today, and so you know, this would have been a trade of the day, but I woke up late. Now the thing is, I said in Discord, don't wait for me necessarily to tell you this is a buy or a sell. You can just use the bubbles. So in case I ever do take a holiday or a break, then you know you can still trade. You don't need me to tell you buy Kiwi, sell Swiss, because you can just look at the bubbles. And so it's dead simple. And pound, there's the pound. So they shorted the pound. So that is interesting. So Ideally, what you do is have something that's extreme and have something extreme, and then you trade that extremity there. It's very, very simple. It's not rocket science. So perhaps you just want me to confirm that trade, but you can just use something like this. You've got some order block there, just something like that. We've broken that resistance. That could have been your entry potentially. Your stop could have been there below that wick. These are H4 candles. They're my favorite candle, H4. So there's the Bulletin tier, basic tier, which is Discord only, and then you've got the premium tier, which is your FX, SSI, QDB affiliation. You get everything at that price. We've got Black Friday deal running, so check that. There's a lifetime subscription, which is a pretty decent deal because you'll have me forever, and I've got a lot of experience, and I can help you make quite a bit of profit as well. A lot of it is just to do with risk management. Once you've got that under your wing, then you'll make profits. It's that not having the risk management will mean that you incur large losses. If you know your stop loss, you'll never have a large loss. Okay, so that's really, really key, and that's comforting as well. That knowledge that you'll never have a large loss ever again, because you need that risk management. So I can help you with that. US 500, so there's that level. That's yesterday's low. We hit that level pretty much on the dot, and so they are selling it, but we need to see them continue to sell. That's really important. And likewise, that's them selling it, so that's fine, but they need to continue. Okay, so 3912, keep an eye on that. That's the level. Now the thing is, the US 30, we could be arguably making like a wedge. We could also be saying that we're having a triangle here, where that would be the baseline of the triangle. See that double bottom, and it coincides to that wick, this wick. So we could be seeing a move to the upside. Let's have a look at it now. In fact, so that's what I mean. Oh no, not that. Don't want to do it again. There, that's the line. That's the horizontal line I was on about. That's fine. And then we're seeing a triangle, you see? So potentially we're having something like that, but we might just need to see it fall in order to flush out the sentiment a little bit. We are sideways. DAX, now they've been bearish the whole time. This whole move they've been selling. So maybe it might be payday for them a little bit today, but they're really undergoing a lot of pain. And they are going long ever so slightly, but there isn't a crossover, so that does warrant a little bit of attention. Gold, that's the level of note. The reason for it is because they sold at that point, and we know that these guys are counter trend and they incur losses. So if price fell below 1761, it would mean that they'd get paid. So we can use that as a support. Okay, so it's dead simple. If it does breach 1761, they get paid, but that's fine. They can get paid. It is Friday. And no doubt they've had a pretty horrible week as well. And stop loss cluster update, direction, ratios as well, and SLC size. So what we want to be doing is looking at the sizes. So that was a large size yesterday, and it was at the spooky number, which is 666. So that was quite ominous. We went down and probed that, and now the size has got a lot smaller. And so that could be job done. There is a little bit more liquidity below, so that might still be on the table, and not much movement really, considering so zero movement on AJ, NU, EJ, and GJ. So potentially we could come down there, but it will depend on your risk. So our trade setup is going very well, so I'm quite happy with that. I think I will give it a little bit of time before I do any micromanaging on it, and it looks like it's got legs, the downside, which is an Australian dollar trade, but you need to subscribe to see what the trade is. And this is good because they're getting really punished, so that would be normal. They're getting destroyed on Swiss, Euro, and Kiwi, and they're getting pretty wrecked on Pound and USD and CAD. Just even Australian dollar's got a good score, to be honest with you. So when they go one way, they buy, price should fall. They buy, price should fall. They sell, price should rise. Okay, so that's how it works. So that's very simple logic, and price should do the opposite of the majority. And we had a 54 pip profit. So that brings our weekly total into positive territory, which is amazing, and so I'm really happy. So that's a good result considering the amount of uncertainty that's in the market right now. We triggered the SLC below, which is at that spooky number, the 666 number, as forecast in my Patreon video, and we bounced because it was a liquidity probe and then bounced. So we might want to see another liquidity probe on AU, but we can certainly look at it a little bit closer on the video today. They really sold Kiwi, like I said above, and there's the bubbles. So, you know, you will ideally get the technicals to agree with the bubbles, and then, you know, you're onto a winner. And there's the calendar. So we had inflation rate from Japan was worse than feared, so a little bit ominous. And we've got some home sales data from US as well. And maybe be careful with the pound because the Chancellor of the Exchequer admitted that we were in recession. And that's like the dreaded word that the algos fear. So we might be seeing some pressure on the pound because of that, just because of that one keyword, and it would have fired up those sell programs in the banks and things. So keep calm, always trade safely, and I'll speak to you guys for the Patreon video if you manage to go and check it. If you do, that'd be great, and I'll speak to you soon.